Hey WWE, stop trying to make the Gargano way happen. It's not going to happen. I'm Charretton with my review of WWE NXT Takeover 31, which means it's about twice the age Velveteen Dream usually goes for. And no, that's not going to be the only time that I make a joke about that goddamn piece of shit. So I'm just letting you know, if you want Velveteen Dream praise, you come to the wrong goddamn place. So, as for the show, more good than bad. The main event was really good. There were other good parts in the other matches. But this Takeover overall was just kind of there. Now, it had its good moments, but I don't know. I mean, it just feels like the NXT product has kind of hit a plateau. Now, they're trying to do something different. They're back in the Performance Center, and they have this whole Capitol Wrestling Center look. So they're going back to 1953, and they're doing traditional stuff. And they have a, video package of black and white stuff, when it first started before it became the WWF, and then the WWF, and now WWE. So cool. All right, they did some history stuff, and it was what it was. And the new set has video walls with a lot of piped-in crowd noise, and I fucking hate the piped-in crowd noise. And it has the plexiglass still, but with some openings so people can do run-ins. And then also fencing on the opposite side of the plexiglass, so people can bang the plexiglass and it doesn't fall over, which I guess I kind of get. Wade Barrett, Vic Joseph, and Beth Phoenix on commentary. The matches, the undercard was hit and miss. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. There was a little more hit than miss, but one particular match really missed. So, Damien Priest versus Johnny Gargano, North American Championship. If you took a drink every time somebody said the Gargano way, you would have been blackout drunk by the end of this match. You would have been absolutely out of it by the time we got to the women's match. It was fucking insane. Johnny Gargano needs to be off of NXT and on Raw or SmackDown. Like, he's not needed in NXT anymore. Now he's more of a detriment. Same with Tommaso Ciampa, and same with you can only have the same people in a brand for so goddamn long. Freshen it up. Move some people up to Raw and SmackDown. Move some people from Raw and SmackDown to NXT. Freshen it up a little bit. I'm not saying the draft's going to help, but goddamn, you got to do something. Because I'm sick of seeing Gargano on TakeOver cards. It's not that he doesn't deliver. Him and Priest crafted a good match here. Damien Priest did not interest me as Punishment Martinez. But by God, becoming Damien Priest, and after going through a little bit of growing pains, and not sure what they were going to do with him, after that match with Finn Balor or TakeOver in your house, he really, he was winning me over before, but now he's really won me over. He recently won the North American Championship, and thank fuck he retained is all I'm going to say, because if Gargano had won, I probably would have thrown my remote in the goddamn air, and then it would have hit me in the head, because it's a low ceiling. So anyway, you don't throw your remote in the air, kids, because you only get one remote. Unless you have a TV with two remotes. This introduction has gone to the match has gone off the rails. So, the match was fine at first. Gargano kept playing defense. He did eventually get hit with a razor's edge onto the apron. And Priest with some good strikes. Gargano kept, hitting some good moves. Eventually, even hitting a rolling senton onto Priest when he was on the ropes. That was some good stuff. Priest then does a dive onto security, and while the referee's like, hey, can we get some people out for security? Even though these guys weren't doing anything, they were just there. Gargano hits a low blow, and then rolls Priest in, gets a 2 count. And somebody said during the match, somebody on commentary, how did he kick out? Apparently nobody has ever watched a Johnny Gargano match because Johnny Gargano kicks out of everything that is. So, we get the steps spot tease, like when Priest hit it, facing Balor at TakeOver in your house. And eventually, reckoning off the ropes, 1, 2, 3, and Damien Priest gets a victory. Now, get Damien Priest some, opponents that are a little fresher, and move Gargano up to the goddamn main roster, and take Candice with him. Fucking hell. They can do the power couple thing on SmackDown or Raw. I don't care anymore. Watch, they move Otis to Raw, and then they have Otis and Mandy against Gargano and Candice. They'll do that. They'll do that thing. So, I'm going to tell you right now that if you want to hear stuff that's unbiased towards Velveteen Dream, I'm going to do this when I'm done talking about it. So, I'm talking about the Kashida Velveteen Dream match. So, if you don't want to hear me pretty much go against, this goddamn piece of shit, right now. So, anyway, Velveteen Dream comes out dressed as Doc Brown. Fitting that he would come out dressed as a character that, is a bit unintentionally close to a high school boy. But then again, Christopher Lloyd did it in a hilarious way. And it was a comedy, and it was fun and everything. And, Michael J. Fox actually wasn't a high school age boy at this point. At that point in the movie, he just played one on TV. So, of course, he's dressed like Doc Brown, and then Kushida has a whole Back to the Future thing. He's in jeans. He attacks Velveteen during his entrance. And let me tell you right now, I really hope that he actually hurt him. I don't wish injury on too many people, but look, legal loophole or not, Velveteen Dream is a goddamn criminal. Take a look at the evidence. The evidence and the fact that a lawyer needs to find a legal loophole with a state law. 22 to 20, if you're not 23, you can text and whatever and have a relationship with somebody that is 16 or 17. That's bullshit. Now, I know there are plenty of couples that have had age differences. I've railed against this whole idea of the Murphy-Aaliyah storyline that they got going on Raw. And I really hope they don't turn into a romance angle. And I get it. There's the difference. If you're a consenting adult, I don't fucking care. I really don't fucking care. But what Velveteen Dream did was fucking horseshit. It was really fucking horseshit, and nobody can defend it. It's fucking rotten. And Triple H was apparently saying, oh, his actions were because of immaturity. Oh, fuck you, Hunter. You goddamn big-nosed jackass. You ain't the savior of anything. The only reason you even got there to the position you're in is because you decided to stick your goddamn sledgehammer in the giant cooch of Stephanie McMahon. And I'm pretty certain I'll probably get a lot of hate for that, but I don't fucking care. God damn it, WWE makes it really hard for me to support them sometimes. And this actually has some really good talent on the goddamn card. But Kushida laying that shit in. Dream was sandbagging the fuck out of Kushida. And Kushida was really upset. He has a daughter, so I mean, if he, believes anything about this with Velveteen, and it seems to all be true, then he should have laid that shit in. Because you shouldn't be targeting children, you fucking sick freak. You goddamn freak. I'm talking about Velveteen, not Kushida. Kushida's awesome. And it's finally time, about time that they're fucking using him well. So, he focuses on the arm, beats the shit out of the arm. Velveteen's selling the arm. Yeah, it's going to be hard to, sext and, target and try to groom, younger people, isn't it? If you only have one arm. Maybe you could do some good charity work with one arm. Maybe you could just get, stroke your own goddamn dream with one arm, because that's probably all you're going to be goddamn doing. And oh yeah, by the way, Velveteen, you better get used to those bars, kid, because that's probably what's going to happen to you if you ever fuck up again, which you will, because you're a sick freak. And if you didn't get the Back to the Future line, well, I'm sorry, but that's what the line was. I just figured I had to subtly work it in there. So, yeah, Velveteen does hit the Dream Valley Driver, hits an elbow. His arm's hurting, his little arm's hurting. Yeah, too bad. You know what pain's like, don't you? You goddamn jackass. You piece of shit. It's what you fucking deserve. It's one thing to be accused of something you didn't goddamn commit. But fucking hell. Mountains of evidence. Oh no, we can't fire the guy because of a legal loophole. Send him home and just pay out his goddamn contract. You don't need the guy. You don't fucking need this goddamn PR. You already got Vince McMahon being a goddamn idiot and, pretty much funding money towards the goddamn stupid-ass president that's a fucking idiot for what he's doing. Goddamn moron. I wonder how he got sick from a hoax. Wonder how. And I don't care if I lose followers because of this. I don't fucking care anymore. I may go off on a bit of a tangent here, but here's the deal. It's my channel. I can say what I goddamn want. Freedom of speech. That's what the fucking deal is. So anyway, back to the whole thing. Velveteen Dream, I thought was going to get the victory. Thankfully didn't. Hoverboard lock. And Kushida just wrenching on the arm. And eventually Velveteen Dream tapped out like the cowardly bitch that he is. And then Kushida kept attacking him. And I hope that Velveteen Dream is written off TV permanently. Because he's fucking sandbagging a whole bunch of goddamn matches. He doesn't care anymore. He knows that he got away with something because of a legal loophole. So he deserves to be fucking punished here. And I hope he was sore afterwards. I hope he was. Because it's the least that could fucking happen to that goddamn idiot. Now I'm done. If you're still here, if you didn't hit the mute button because you didn't want to hear me vent about Velveteen Dream for about 4.5 to 5 minutes. Now, Halloween Havoc's going to be back on October 28th. Just on a random NXT. Shout out to Shrewmeister for pointing out, a bit before that they were probably just going to put the Halloween Havoc theme on a random NXT because they are WCW now. Hotshot booking. Shrewmeister, if you're watching this, thank you very much for doing that because I wish I had tweeted it out, but you know what? You're smart like that. So, Escobar versus Swerve, Cruiserweight Championship. I like Escobar. I love Swerve. And these guys are tremendous athletes. And I didn't give two shits about this feud. It is not that these guys are not good and they did not craft a good match. It just needed 1 or 2 kickouts because otherwise, I mean, it had nothing. It had no kickouts. I'm kidding. I can't even say that with a straight face. It had a lot of kickouts. It's all Japan 1990s kickouts and New Japan kickouts because New Japan has a lot of kickouts as well. The kickout, just craze is going out of control. It's really fucking insane. So, I like the match. They did, again, a bit, I don't want to say they did a bit too much, but they were just getting to the point that you had this one spot where Escobar's goons came out and they just sat there, or they stood there forever while Swerve got, Escobar off for gross for a, head scissors, Hurricanrana right into, sending them into him. And then Escobar gets caught and he's fine. And then this Ashanti Adonis, is that how his name is? I don't know how it's actually said. He runs in. Swerve brought in one guy to battle 2 other goons. I know the guy's hair was big enough to count as 2 people, but come on, Swerve, what the fuck? Bring in one more. I mean, I love Swerve. I just don't. They didn't make Swerve look smart here. He brought in one piece of backup, and he still didn't win. He did a house call, 450 for 2. He exposed Buckle to the back of the head. And then a weird front DDT right into the knee, more like a DD knee. And I expect people to shut the video off because of that bad wordplay. And Escobar retains. No shock. It did seem like the crowd kind of went silent, though. But then again, maybe they just hit the mute button on the crowd noise. And then we get Candice versus Io Shirai. And oh, dear. I wanted to like this. This is for the NXT Women's Championship. And look. Candice is good enough in the ring. Her promos match her cooking skills at home, meaning they both are not very good. Io is fucking tremendous. And they had a great match at Takeover Toronto last year. This wasn't good. They started fine, and it went off the rails. It went into a hole deeper than a Kardashian's cooch, and it was just fucking, it was over from there. It was absolutely over from there. It just fucking, that was it. That was fucking it. It got to where all the interference. Johnny Gargano came out as the ref, in a ref shirt after the ref got bumped. And then he hands the title to Candice so she can hit Io. And this stalling takes forever. It's like Bullet Club antics in New Japan. It was just terrible. She hits her with the belt for 2. And then eventually, Spanish fly off the ropes, moonsault for 3. And Io gets the victory. Fortunately, they kind of salvaged it. That match was terrible. I'm sorry. And I loved Io. And I respect Candice in the ring. The match was terrible. It was not a good representation of the NXT Women's Division. But Toni Storm is back. She's coming for Io. Sudden dirty thoughts. Moving on. Io's really nice, by the way. Or, not Io, but Toni's really nice. I'm sure Io is. Toni is really nice. I got to meet her about 2.5 years ago at or just about 2 years ago at an indie show. Really, really nice. But she is coming for Io. So again, sudden dirty thoughts. And cool. We're getting Toni Storm back. I'm glad to see that. And then suddenly this mysterious person on a motorcycle is coming back. And it's Ember Moon. Ember Moon is back in NXT. She's healed up from her injury. And I'm glad to see that because I was actually worried she was going to have to retire. So good. Ember Moon injects some life and her versus Io could be fucking tremendous. Have Ember Moon take the title off. Ember versus Toni versus Io. That could be a fun 3-way. In a wrestling ring, that's what I mean. That's all I mean. Moving on. So, this Ashanti Adonis, faster than Amazon delivery. His push is going to be over faster than that if they make him say lines like that. And I think he has some potential. That was not a good promo. I don't know what the hell the promo was. Balor versus O'Reilly. Big fight field. I'm not going to go into every single spot with this because they treat it seriously. It's like a Ring of Honor match, a Ring of Honor Pure match, or a New Japan match. They just treat it well. The strikes, the gut shots, the kicks. A few lines, though, that, I had to point out. Shout out to Catwoman_13 for this. O'Reilly trying to grind down Balor. O'Reilly staying on top of Balor. And then Balor is relentless back on top. You're welcome for that, by the way, Karen. You're welcome for that. So, it's good stuff. The strikes, Finn bleeding from the mouth at one point. Looked really painful. They made it seem legit. I really do appreciate it. Bloody Sunday for 2. The heel hook. Oh no, O'Reilly's going to get the victory. The thing is, though, the hype got to insane points where they couldn't follow up. They just couldn't match what they hyped. That being said, this was a really good match. And coup de grace for 3. So, okay, Balor gets a victory. Show respect. And it seems like the Undisputed Era might come out to say, hey, O'Reilly, you did a great job. And then suddenly, Ridge Holland is holding Adam Cole. Apparently he's been holding him there for about 5 minutes. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But he's knocked out Adam Cole. He dumps him out through that opening. And then Strong and Fish are like, can we get somebody out here? Well, I mean, Strong is mainly saying that. I don't know. Are they going to form like a UK stable with Balor, Holland, and maybe Lorcan and Birch? I mean, Lorcan isn't UK town, but you get my point. Just do something where you maybe use some undercard guys to get something out of it. I don't know. It was a bit weird. This was a fine, takeover. The main event was good. The holding with Ridge Holland and Adam Cole was weird, but I'm not against O'Reilly losing. The match just couldn't quite hit that crescendo, but I still gotta say it was one of the better matches of the year that WWE has put on. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.